Hello, I am now anchored in Sorong harbour, Indonesia. It's West Papua. People here call themselves Papuans actually, but it's part of Indonesia. It's pretty intense, 6 days getting here, up around the top of the northern part of Papua New Guinea. Sort of the doldrums and real crazy weather. You get wind from all directions within an hour, and storms and squalls, and then no wind at all and just glass out and strong currents, and I had everything, and that was every hour you have everything. But I got to learn a lot about my boat actually, which was cool. Changing sails all the time and spinnaker up, spinnaker down, flying that, and then wing on wing, and then straight into the wind, close hauled 40 knots, and just everything. But I actually got the boat going even better. I thought I'd sort of had it dialed, but I'd been more in trade wind scenarios until now, so it was good, and I really learned to read the telltales on the sails, and I realised I'd been sailing a little bit wrong with the mainsail the whole time. So I got an extra knot and a half out of, especially in low wind. I really learned a lot in low winds. I arrived yesterday and I was pretty beat. I was just really knackered. I went and got some money out of the bank and got a SIM card and whatnot, but didn't do much else, and then slept real long today. And I've just been on the boat chilling today, getting some internet stuff out of the way. I haven't had internet for, good internet for months, a couple of months now. So just getting some invoices and bills and things like that done, and I'm anchored out front of a guy's house called John. I got recommended this spot to anchor. I met him yesterday, and he's a rad dude, really helping me out with everything, and has all the local contacts. His wife is doing my washing today, and he's going to take me around to all the different clearance offices tomorrow. So I've got to go to customs, immigration, quarantine, harbour master tomorrow. But he's going to take me around because they're all over town. We're going to rent a little, I don't know, taxi or something and cruise around.
Yang waktu itu kan?
Ya, air punya.
Oh, ini pola air punya. Siapa Baras siapa?
Siapa ini?
So far I have been to quarantine and customs. Customs came out onto the boat. For YouTube.
Yeah, please. Oh, what's your channel?
You can have this.
It's my copies?
Yeah, for you.
Perfect.
So declaration of cargo and declaration of inspection.
What are your names?
Daniel.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Nizar.
Niza? Okay. And you're both from Sorong?
Yeah. Oh, no.
No?
Of course
We
not.
have from another city.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Bandung.
Bandung. And now I'm going to immigration. Yes. Going over to Sorong to do some shopping. Leave Schahelian parked here by my friend John's house. Yew. This is where I'm tying the boat up today. Slightly sketchy, but should be good for a couple of hours. Yeah, there is so much rubbish in the water here. Every 10 minutes you got to stop and lift the engine up because it's got plastic bags wrapped around the propeller. One bad thing about Indonesia so far, the only bad thing about Indonesia so far, they just chuck everything away. You watch little kids drink some chocolate milk, they'll get the straw and it's got a plastic wrapper, and they just take it out and chuck it over their shoulder, and when they're finished they just chuck the rest over their shoulder. It's just a real bad, you know, they don't really know any different, I guess. It's just really sad to see. Such a beautiful place, but just covered in plastic. Taxi vans are pretty rad and super cheap. They all have their own little personalised style going on. They all try and outdo each other. The only thing I don't like about them is because people here are so small and they put these things along the windows. That's my view. It's a bit of a shock after 4 months of not seeing any cars basically and no noise apart from just ocean noise and wind, to be here and there's hustling, bustling. It's not even that big a city, but there's a lot of cars and they've all got horns and everyone loves to use them. And big supermarket with refrigerators and freezers, and even a KFC, first sort of fast food I've seen for quite a long time. So it's quite amazing being able to buy cheese and I don't know, all that sort of normal food. The last month I've just been eating vegetables and fish, whatever I could find on the islands basically, and it was a nice healthy lifestyle. No prepared food, no pesticides. I mean, it was all organic, even though they don't call it that here, it's just what it is. Just fruit that was ripe on the trees, you know, not fruit that was picked 3 months before it was ripe so it could get to market and things like that. But it is nice being able to buy this luxury food again. So after a few more days in Sorong, getting a few little jobs done here and there, I sailed the 25 miles over to Waisei. Waisei is a pretty close by island. It's actually the capital of Raja Ampat region, and there's a dive resort that has a nice little marina, and I managed to get a spot and put my boat in there for the month that I'm going to be back in Europe. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you think you know anybody who might be interested in this footage, please think about sharing it with them. You know, it all helps. I appreciate it very much. Thanks also to all my patrons. There's been a few new ones come on board recently. The last video, the solo sailing one, seemed to go down quite well with people. A lot of comments. Thank you all for that. It's very encouraging. A couple of weeks ago I had the honour of being interviewed by David Howes of the famous Ocean Sailing podcast, and we spent an hour and a half nearly talking about my sailing adventures for the last year. It was a little bit not embarrassing, but I mean, I don't really feel like I'm qualified to talk on a sailing subjects, as I've only just begun sailing a few years ago, but he found it entertaining, and I've had quite a few comments from people who've listened, and well, they seem to like it as well, so I guess there's something good going on there. Anyway, here's a link, have a listen to that if you're interested.